things are happening though.
A bunch of things happening.
Yeah, a lot of things are happening.
Probably the one that's gonna affect most of the food.
Yeah.
Truckers aren't. They're not gonna get any business.
They're not nothing.
Or the Mexican truckers from Honduras, all the paisas right here.
Yeah.
Fucking
Tribe.
the Northern Kingdom, they're out of here. Yeah.
And a lot of them worked on the trucking industry though, you know. Especially Zebulon though too, you know. Ishikar too, Halo though.
Where do you want to go? I gotta do it the old school way because my traveling with me.
I didn't bring my phone either. The other one, March 17th, and just started at the first precept though. But open up right now though too. So first and foremost, we'll turn to the east though. We want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone, and the Akim that be pushing his truth with nothing but sincerity in the name of Yahweh Hashem Shai. Start off from the tribe of Judah, all the way down to Issachar. You know, I'm the brother Markov.
I'm the brother Kawak.
I'm the brother Amawar.
And today we want to speak about Mark's the 7th chapter, specifically the 15th verse, because this is a thing that Christians use to excuse themselves to eat whatever they want, you know, and that's not even the case though, because if you were in the spirit though, if you read the chapter you would understand it wasn't even talking about you know. So that's the thing about it though, man. So that, you know, they use also Romans 14 and things like that though to excuse themselves to eat whatever the hell they want, you know. But that's not the case though, man. So you got that one, bro?
Mark
you can start at that first precept.
7:1.
Yeah.
Then came together unto him the Pharisees and certain of the scribes which came from Jerusalem. Keep going.
Yeah, because you know, I want to hear the story. Yeah. To get a better understanding, you know.
So let me start all over again, man. Then came together unto him the Pharisees and certain of the scribes which came from Jerusalem. And when they saw some of the disciples eat bread with defiled, that is to say, unwashed hands, they found fault.
So pretty much what happened was that the Yahweh Shai disciples, they didn't wash their hands though, and they started eating though. So the Pharisees, they looked at that as a wrong though, you know, saying look at your disciples, they don't even be washing their hands though, man. You know?
And when they come, 3. For the Pharisees and all the Jews, except they wash their hands off, eat not, holding the tradition of the elders.
See, so that's the thing about it though, man. Like, so it's not a sin to eat with dirty hands though, right? It's not a sin. It's, for example though, you know, we got this custom though where we go to the dinner table and we take our hats off, right? And things like that. But let's say if you do have your hat, because, you know, I used to do this when I worked at Harris though, you know, like, you know, I had my hat because I was working at Harris though and I was eating though. But because I still had my hat on and was eating, that's not a sin though, you know? But it's a common practice though to, you know, take your hat off when you got the dinner table, you know? But because you have your hat on and you're eating though, doesn't make it a sin though. And so that's what they were pretty much trying to tell them, as in like, look at these, they didn't wash their hands though, but that's tradition of men.
You need to wear hats.
Yeah. No, but I was trying to give an example, you know?
Traditions
of men though.
Yeah. You're on the field, you ain't gonna wash your hands. What are you gonna wash your fucking
hands? Saying that they were dirty.
Yeah.
That they were dirty.
That's why you pray over stuff.
Yeah.
You guys don't get it.
Yeah, so they were trying to fault them though because they didn't wash their hands though, you know, and they're trying to say though, look at they at fault though because they didn't wash their hands though and they ate like that. But we're in the 613 13 commandments that say thou shalt wash your hands before you eat. So, you know what I'm saying though, it's something commonly that you do, of course though, but at the same time it's not a sin to do so. So that's why Yahweh Shai is gonna break it down if you continue all the way to like 7.
And when they came from the market, except they wash, they eat not. And many other things there be, which they have received to hold, as to washing of cups and pots, brazen vessels, and of tables. Then the Pharisees and the scribes asked him, why walk not thy disciples according to the tradition of the elders, but eat bread with unwashed hands? He answered and he said unto them, What hath Isaiah prophesied of you hypocrites, as it is written, this
Yeah.
people
Yep.
this people honoreth me with their lips, but their heart is far from me.
Exactly. That's beautiful right there, you know? Because you can say you love the Lord too, right? You can say you love the Lord though. It's easier said than done. But at the same time, if you're not walking the righteous path though, guess what? You can also, like, for example, we talked about last week that any Israelite can wear fringes, right? But it doesn't make them righteous. Doesn't make them of the elect though, you know? Just because, you know, you find out you're Israelite, okay, cool. Because look how many Israelite camps are out there, bro. How many Israelite camps are out there, and
Probably
they're
thousands.
they're not walking righteously. Their leaders are, as you can see, they've been co-founded, wicked as fuck though.
Found out they got the skirts pulled up.
Yeah, like Alazar. Look what happened with that nigga this year. He got, you know, he likes the Pegasus.
He's a pagan. You know, and his two disciples, Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
Yeah, well, they're separated from the
Yeah.
Sakari. They started their own things. You know?
Bears. And people like that don't want to come to the GMS because it's too much discipline.
That's true, yeah. Like the thing though, because one of his things was like what? He wanted to still wear a hat and do camp though? Why though? I don't get it. And he'd probably be like, see, that's tradition of that. But it's not whether to do.
That ain't no baseball game.
Yeah, exactly though. And then the thing, and in scripture, Paul broke it down saying, you know? Yeah. So y'all out there ministering with your hair, you gotta be ministering with your head uncovered though.
Yeah, and remember that at this time, these Pharisees, they're being trained by the Roman judges or the like mayors and stuff like that.
Yeah,
To do things a certain way. So they're changing their ways because they never wash their fucking hands.
It's not any different right now, bro. Like with the what's it called, that C1 the churches though, they get though, if they go and talk about certain things only. C1 charter what they give to the churches though, like they only speak about certain things though, but they can't speak.
C10, I think.
Yeah, something to do with that. You know, and a lot of them have taken that though, man. You know, Nathaniel has, because all of a sudden though.
Tax-free exemption.
Yeah.
But you can't say you got to follow the rules.
Exactly, though. But that's not any different from back then. The Romans, what the Pharisees were doing from back then. So, you know, nothing new under the sun.
And remember that was a time where we got killed for believing in what we did. And those people that didn't get killed, those are the ones washing their hands at the table. You know, You're supposed to wash your pots and pans, of course. But think about this. Did we really have pots and pans? No. We were just fucking going around fucking taking care of our cattle. We had clay pottery.
There you go. Yep.
Just fucking rinse that bitch off.
And that's it. But with Pharisees, you got to use a specific. Well, they didn't have soap back then. They had to use a specific thing that they were probably selling back then in the markets.
I got a precept.
Oh, no.
This is Psalm 51:10. Create in me a clean heart, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, and renew a right spirit within me. So those Pharisees, they didn't have a clean heart, even though they were saying that the hands were dirty, but their heart was dirty. You know, they didn't have a clean heart.
Exactly. Though. Yeah, you could say you all, like, you know, these Christians are real prideful, man. They'd be like, I love Jesus. I go to church though. But
The Pharisees, they didn't believe in Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. They didn't believe in Yahushai.
I was shy though, yeah.
More importantly, they didn't believe in miracles.
Miracles. Yeah, because it's not the outward, like, you know, it's not the outward look though, you know, it's within you, you know?
Yeah, Yahushua was cold when he said, but their heart is far from me. That wasn't like poetry.
That was something that a prophet said.
Get the fuck away from me.
Yeah.
I mean, if it would have been put into terms that you could understand today, it would have been saying, get the fuck away from me. You ain't got nothing to do with us.
Yeah.
Something like that.
It would have been told in that type of matter though. You know what I'm saying? You know, because you think when Ezra was the fourth chapter, when they told them heathen, you can't build with us. You think they just told them, oh nah, sorry though, you
Excuse
can't,
me, sir.
Yeah.
I know you mean well. No.
Yeah, Ezra. Was it Ezra or was someone else that told them?
Yeah.
You think he told them? He's like, looked at him probably and said, man, get the fuck out of here. You're not with us though. You know what I'm saying? You guys are fucking something else, man. You think they told him in that time manner, sir, as politely as I'm trying to sound right now? No. Hell no. He came at him. You know what I mean?
You know you mean well.
Yeah. I don't know if it was him or I think it was Nehemiah, the one that had our people, you know, grabbing their head and the headlock and fucking, you know. So these our prophets were the prophets were, you know, like rough, man.
It's like you're doing your job and you're training someone and they want to do it their own fucking way.
It's gonna piss you the hell off.
Yeah, and then your boss is gonna look at you and say, how come you didn't fucking train this guy right? So that's why they were fucking, you know, Jeremiah was grabbing one from him. Look at Jake fucking driving with this kid in his fucking lamp. And all he needs to do is stop hard and that's it.
Fucking flying in there, huh?
You know, it makes no sense. That's child abuse.
That's child endangerment.
Child endangerment. But you know, nobody cares about Jake. But if he were to wash his hands in front of everybody and then get in his car, it would be okay.
It'd be just fine though.
So he washed his hands.
You know, and it was everything that's going on in LA, him being well, he looks like this a car. Man.
It's a bad time.
Yeah, to be doing shit like that. That's why the brothers from LA, Mark Allah and the other brother, they were speaking about Jake just when everything's going on in LA, they just still walking, still not giving a shit though, walking with their kids though. Their taco stand is still right there trying to sell, make money though, while all these riots are going on right within though. And Jake's not, like, what I'm trying to say is Jake is not taking it serious though, man. You know? And like that guy though, he don't give a shit. He's not taking, you know, the matters, the situation serious though.
It's called normalcy bias. When you've been fucked up for so long, it's just regular shit to you.
Yeah, both these like the desensitized. Yeah. You're used to all this shit.
Just used to the bad treatment.
Yeah.
You're just used to, oh, it's just another day. 100 Mexicans got killed. Oh, there's another day. Let's go make some tacos. And you know who's buying those tacos? So the reason they're probably out there is because the soldiers are eating those fucking tacos. They're making money. They don't give a fuck about their own people.
Oh, hell no. They're just trying to make that money though.
Just like these scribes and Pharisees. They're trying to promote something to make themselves look better than the actual Messiah that came to fucking save us.
They probably were trying to solve something that back then they used to wash their hands or something though, you know?
Yeah, remember at this time, you flipped the tables on them. They were doing some underground fucking shit.
Like it goes to show like that's some nigga shit, man, you know?
They made their own coin for the
that's right.
church so they could make tithes in that coin.
They
had to trade their foreign currency. And then you guys are fucking stupid because why would they need to do that? Because there was Israelites all over the world.
Exactly, yeah. Exactly. It goes to show everywhere, you know? Brothers could get Mark 7 and 15. Jump to that point though, you know?
There is nothing, Mark 7 and 15. There is nothing from without a man that entering into him can defile him.
And see, look, that's the thing. So Christians, you see, you can eat whatever you want though, so therefore you can't get defiled on whatever you eat though. You know? But it wasn't even talking about that though. If you continue about stuff.
But the things which come out of him, those are they that defile the man.
See? So what defiles a man though? If you're an Israelite, calling in the name Jesus.
Trying to talk to a married woman.
Right,
coming out.
Yeah, that's defiled. Saying, nigga, she's fucking with, she has a husband. It's okay, yeah. That's defiled.
Esau's okay.
Yeah, you could trust them.
Hamites are okay.
You could trust them.
You could leave your kids with Esau.
Yeah, you could trust them. You know? Hey, you know, like, God, there's a hell.
This is hell.
You know?
You tell people that this is hell, and one thing happens to their mind is like their switch turns on because 1, you're not prepared.
Yeah.
2, you're already in hell. So you fail to prepare, and then that's what panics you. What are you talking about, man?
Yeah. And the majority is our people that react like that, you know?
No.
Oh, yeah, this can't be hell. You know,
yeah. Damn, it feels like hell to me.
do you have a fucking island to yourself with 100 women that are virgins to yourself?
And then are respectful to you?
Respectful. They don't talk back though. Do you have gold? Are you know your seat, your bed is made out of gold, and you know?
Is your body 100%?
Do you have to go to the doctors though when you get sick though? You know what I'm saying? Do you have family members around you that are dying off in the street or getting cancer or getting, you know?
People don't have a brain to think. So when these people are like, they didn't even wash their hands, they just try to catch them on any fucking little thing.
Yeah.
Petty things.
Yeah. They try to catch them with anything to do. It's kind of like right now with the GMS, man. These other Israelite camps, they try to find any dirt though on GMS though, just to say, see, GMS did this. You know?
The problem with that is GMS and other camps are like men and women. GMS is a man, and if you point at us and say you guys did this, we'll say yeah, we did it, and we'll correct ourselves. But you other camps are like women and say no, I didn't do that.
Not no accountability.
No, I didn't do that. That was in the past.
Yeah.
Then why are you bringing shit up from our past?
Exactly. They act like a woman. Exactly.
Like a woman.
They don't hold themselves accountable, and they just be doing that shit, man.
Solomon was right about one thing. It's all vanity.
Everything's vanity, though. You got a picture, brother?
Job 14 and 14. If a man,
14 and 14.
oh sorry, Job 14 and 4. Who can bring a clean out of an unclean? Not one.
You see?
Who can bring a clean thing out of an unclean?
You want to break it down?
Yeah.
That's a cold saying.
Simple one too. You know? Simple.
And
Yeah,
that,
the name of Yahweh Shim Al Shai, it's clean, you know, but these other Israelites, they're dirtying it up by speaking about his name is Jesus Christ. So they're bringing a unclean thing, you know, out of something that's supposed to be clean.
people are dirtying themselves. Washing your hands, but you're dirtying your whole body.
Or they're using sewer water to wash to bathe in. You know, they're bathing in sewer water though.
That's fucking
or mud.
hilarious.
You know what I mean?
Hey, that's fucking hilarious. That's exactly what you're doing. You're taking a shower in the sewer.
Sewer water.
Because before we came into this truth, we were dirty. You know, calling on other gods, making us dirty. But we got clean.
Yeah.
You know?
Because when we gotta get the truth though, you know, I cried out to God. I was just saying God, but in reality, it was like I'm just saying just the title though, you know. So when you say Yahweh though, Yahweh Shekhinah Shai, you feel the power though, you know, because it's like crying into like, hey, like you know, like just example, like you see someone walking by, you call them, hey man, I got a name, yeah, fucking calling me though, you know. So when we're crying to, you know, I would just say God though, but now it's, you know, Yahweh though. So the name is important though, you know. The name is really, really important though.
It's like fucking phone number.
Yeah, because
phone number.
if you're off for one digit,
You ain't gonna get through.
you're not gonna get through. You're not gonna be able to talk to the person.
Like that scripture that says, "He that is filthy, let him be filthy still."
Yeah.
So he can't, you know, he can't make himself clean. Because it says, "Who can bring a clean thing out of an unclean? Not one."
Yeah, because the thing is though, like the swine, right? The swine. When did it ever say, oh, by the way, the swine is clean now in the New Testament?
Oh man, never.
Ask a Christian, right? Like, was Jesus eating pork though, or swine? They never got an answer to that.
And the scripture that goes with it, we don't have to put it, but one of these Babylonians, or I think it was Antiochus, the one that he made us taste swine.
Oh, that's right. Well, with the brothers too, right? Yeah, they were. And that was,
his brothers.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
they died rather than taste it.
Yeah, exactly
So
though.
what the fuck are you guys talking about? You guys are fucking stupid, man.
Yeah.
It's about time that, and that's why Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is doing all that shit to you motherfuckers.
Exactly.
I'm just sitting at home watching it.
seeing all that shit out there. Just everything was going on right now, though, you know.
And your boy Trump is fucking up. He's breaking all kinds of laws. He's breaking the law so much because, like Apostle Tahar said, he's the king.
Yeah. Doing what the fuck he wants.
He's the king. He's not acting like a president, which takes steps in the process to get his fucking agenda going.
Yeah.
He's just fucking going, doing what he fucking wants.
Yeah, well,
He
like
woke up that day and said, fuck these wetbacks.
yeah.
Get those fucking National Guards out.
You know, get these motherfuckers, though. Yeah.
Dude, they have the National Guard, the Highway Patrol, the sheriffs, the LAPD, and 700 fucking Marines.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, they sent them out, too. Yeah.
So, man, what the fuck are you guys talking about? Oh, they're good people.
yeah.
Oh, they fucking hate you. He didn't even take the proper steps. And Governor Newsom,
His.
he's an Edomite too, but he's fucking pissed.
Yep.
Called you out.
Isn't he trying to sue his administration?
They are suing him.
Yeah, okay.
That's why Trump is reversing all his shit.
Yeah. Because he's mad because it was all this damage to, I believe it's like 200 or 300,000 worth of damage that's been going on and shit. Yeah, I bet it's already up there now. But that's something I heard. Yeah.
You know how they lie about numbers?
Yeah.
That's another thing too.
They lie about numbers though. But you see Jake out there, you know, fucking looting and shit, man.
Yeah, that's a license to sin.
Yeah, exactly. That's what they usually so. What so-called is the protest was right.
Perfect with your
Yeah.
lesson.
Yeah. They're taking out of it though to take advantage.
Okay. It's all right. They're doing it.
Yeah.
Nothing happened to them.
Boom. Yeah.
That's exactly what you're doing by calling on Jesus, but that's okay because there is no Jesus, and there is, you can't get saved by someone that's not there.
Exactly though. And saying like that swine too, that the license to eat though, they're just gonna do it though because it's like well it says that and it's in the New Testament though, so therefore
people forget a lot of things about the scripture.
Yeah. And that's the thing about it because and when your brothers could get are you done with that? Acts the 10th chapter, the 9th verse to 17, because it's gonna talk about Peter that he had that he was in the trance though, So, and this is when you read the book of Acts is right after Yahweh Shiloh, right? Because in the first chapter it talks about how the cloud received them though. So then therefore it's already after though, but Peter being the head though, right? So what happened with him though, right? So therefore it's like you start thinking, right? So Peter was with Yahweh Shai when he was alive and everything,
What?
Acts 10 and Acts 10, chapter 10, verse 9.
All right, I got it.
Just to read that
Acts. It says the Acts. So he did a bunch of miracles.
The things, yeah.
Acts 10 and verse 9. On the morrow, as they went on their journey and drew nigh unto the city, Peter went up upon the house to pray about the 6th hour.
So he went up though, fire praying though, and so that's the thing though, right? He went up though and started praying. So can you keep reading about yourself?
Right.
If you're gonna say something, yeah, come.
You don't even know what the 6th hour is.
Yeah. About the 6 in the afternoon. Right? 6 in the morning?
If 6 a.m. is the first hour, just add 6 to that. And it would be 12.
Exactly. 12 in the afternoon. Would you say 12 in the afternoon?
And he became very hungry and would have eaten, but while they made ready, he fell into a trance.
So he just, must have been, doing things though that he just,
And I know you people falling into trance. I know you brothers fall into trance, but you don't realize it.
Yeah.
When something happens dramatically or emotional, after that or before that, you'll be in a trance.
What they call it though? State of shock though?
State of shock.
Or something like that though?
That's exactly what they call it, state of shock.
So it probably wasn't, you got into praying, praying though,
That's something you're not supposed to just wake up and
Yeah. And that's what the majority of people do. The first thing they wake up though, either get in their phone or let's see what I'm gonna eat today. They do that.
And this is why he fell in a trance.
Yeah.
And saw heaven opened as a certain vessel descending unto him, as it had been a great sheet knit at the four corners and let down to the earth. Now this is good.
Yeah.
See what was on it.
Yeah.
Okay, keep
So,
reading.
so yeah, Baba Kasha, yeah. To like 17. So they could get the story of,
Wherein were all manner of four-footed beasts of the earth, and wild beasts, and creeping things, and fowls of the air. And there came a voice unto him, Rise, Peter, kill and eat. But Peter said, No, not so, Lord.
So, so right, like we were saying though, he was the head, and he was with Yahweh Shiloh, right? He knew not to eat those because they were unclean though. So Peter, you know, lets you know that Peter never ate things that were defiled though. You get what I'm saying though?
Never broke the law.
They never broke the law of the eating things that are unclean though. So he even knew though, like not to do so. So what makes you think Yahweh Shai was also like, was he eating swine?
Hell, motherfucker.
That's it's a fucking big fuck though.
Oh, and I don't want to throw a wrench in your belief system, but this is, you're not paying attention because Peter didn't eat swine because he kept the law perfectly. So Yahweh Shai was like, all right, this guy's worthy because he's following the rules.
The rules, yeah.
And what
did
Yahweh Shai say? He that loveth me keepeth all the commandments.
All the commandments, yeah.
So all the disciples that got chosen, they kept all the commandments. And the reason why the Pharisees and the scribes is just jealousy.
I would say hating though. They're
Haters.
Haters though.
Straight up, it's like the haters' ball.
Yeah.
Fucking Pinky and all those fucking haters.
Yeah.
Big nasty.
So yeah. They should power, right? Don't?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine that you're keeping the law, being a good boy. Oh, he didn't watch this video. Oh, fuck yeah.
Right away you jump on them. Yeah.
They were like,
waiting, from like binoculars though. Yeah. But that's how it is too with these other, like we were saying earlier, like this other Israelite camps with GMS. As soon as something happens though, what they want to call it out, look at, see, this guy's from GMS and he did this and that. It's the same shit.
But and you brothers, listen to this. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to fight no one. You don't have to raise a fucking finger. He's gonna, Yahweh Shai is gonna do everything. So you don't have to do a motherfucking thing. Now, if you want to, you can put curses on them and then expedite that.
Yeah, at least do that.
And complain. You can complain.
Yeah.
Look at what happened to me. In a state of shock, right? A
Yeah.
trance.
Yeah.
So you could do that. But don't get physical because he said don't put hands on no man suddenly.
Yeah.
No man suddenly.
But it's not like you don't just walk up like, oh, this motherfucker did this to me. All right, I'm gonna catch, like, you know how Jake be. I'm gonna catch him slipping and then run up. I'm gonna run up on him.
It's hard to control yourself like that.
Yeah. And that's a demon too, man. That's a demon too that could jump on you and shit and be like, let's run up on that dude. Fuck it.
So Peter was like, no, I can't eat this. I never eaten anything else.
Yeah. If you want
scared.
Because he knew though. He knew not to do so.
Yeah.
Him being Peter, and then you think about Yahweh Shai, even more though. Like, come on now. He's not good. Yahweh Shai wasn't eating swine or anything like that, man.
I'll read it.
Yeah.
But Peter said, no. Peter said, not so, Lord, for I have never eaten anything that is common or unclean. And the voice spake with him again the second time, what God hath cleansed, that call not thou common. This was done thrice, and the vessel was received up again into heaven. Now while Peter doubted in himself what his vision which he had seen should mean, behold, the men which were sent from Cornelius had made inquiry for Simon's house and stood before the gate.
See? So where did it talk about it gave him to go to him and eat unclean animals? It never did.
It was a test.
It was just exactly though. And then in that same I'll jump on to 28 though, because the thing about it though is it's like, okay, where did it come from? Like, he never gave him to go to eat.
Said go ahead and
Eat the swine, yeah.
It was a test.
It was a test because the definition of the word common there too is profane, Leviticus, unclean.
And if you're a Roman soldier, you're unclean.
Oh yeah.
You're unclean. If you're Greek, you're unclean.
Yeah,
if you're a Hamite, you're unclean. If you're any other nation, you're unclean. Remember, Peter was just going to the Jews.
Yeah.
This is a big step. This is a big step.
Yeah,
Because it's a big, beautiful move.
because that was the Cornelius though, man. You know
Hell
what I
yeah,
mean?
Cornelius is very important in our ministry.
Definitely,
Cornelius
though.
is, I don't know, probably like, he's up there with the apostles.
Yeah, because
It's
he
important.
was. Yeah, he was important though. Definitely in the story, he was important though because. And then like these other Christians like to say though, see, the Gentiles could be saved. The Gentiles could be saved. But the thing is, like, Cornelius was an Israelite.
Yeah,
You
so
know?
check this out.
Yeah, 28.
Acts 10 and 28. And he said unto them, ye know how that it is an unlawful thing for a man that is a Jew to keep company or come unto one another nation.
You see, look at right there.
That's perfect.
That you know, like, so you can't fuck with these other, what would this be, the heathen?
About seeing anything.
Yeah. It's like you can't mess with these other heathens, though, man, these other Gentiles. But Cornelius was never a Gentile, man. He was just in a Gentile state of mind, though, but he was the actual Israelite.
But Yahweh has shewed me that I should not call any man common or unclean.
See?
There's the answer.
So, this guy might look like,
Honky-tonk fight, boy.
but he is Israelite. He's serious.
You gotta give everybody a chance.
Yeah.
They're already offended. Remember, everybody's already offended.
Yeah, because they say a so-called white man, he looks
If they
white
see
though.
Yahweh Shai, that's a fight.
Yeah. Or they say like,
Oh, this is
so
a
where's
fight,
the white guy?
Where's the Punkies Revelation?
Where's the tribe of the white US? You know?
Where's the tribe of the rednecks?
Yeah, they're gonna look at that.
Where's the tribe of the Okies?
yeah. Peckerwoods, you know?
You got your own tribe. It's 12 tribes of Esau.
yeah. Esau got his tribes though. Amalek being.
Well, he tried to be the 13th tribe.
Yeah, that's right. 13 Tribe by Arthur Koestler.
Good
That
book,
book
that.
is a good book. And I can't read books like that. You want to know why? Not because I'm slow. Because sometimes they have highlighted things that make you want to research it. And then I'll be like, who the fuck said that? And they'll say, Doctor this from that. And I have to go get that book. And then that book says something else. And I have to go get that book.
Another one, yeah.
And I have to go get that. And that's why the scripture says there's fucking money trouble. There's a lot of grief and much study.
Mm-hmm. But it makes you
Makes you
wiser.
wise. And that is why, my friends, Yahweh Shai respected Peter. Because Yahweh picked him.
Yeah.
He's not going to break my laws.
Yeah.
Try it.
Yeah, because he's gonna pick someone that,
Remember, they showed him that he was in a trance because he's seen that shit 3 times. He was fucking hungry.
Yeah.
Then 3 times he said, "Nah, I'm cool, homie." Man, you know what's up. And
He
it wasn't
didn't
a,
break it.
it wasn't like a, sir, I want. He was like, "What? You know it's Peter. That's
Yeah.
David."
That's David, yeah. You know how to be so passionate, like, what? I'm not gonna
What
do
the
that.
fuck you talking about? Just think about how your man child is gonna act. I have 2, so that's 2 off the old block. And Apostle Tahar said it. Why would you want to have 2 sons? It's just like you're a powerhouse. They're gonna be powerhouse against each other, and that's what it is.
Oh yeah, that's true. With two alphas though,
Yeah.
2 alphas though. It's like the thing too with the the fishes, right? You can't put 2 males or
You can't put 2 fucking males together.
because eventually don't they fight each other?
They
or
fight
something?
each other because
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
territorial.
Yeah.
So think about that.
Same thing with you can't put Yahweh Shai and Jesus Christ together.
Yahweh is gonna fuck them up.
Okay, imagine, can you compare this image to the one that Jesus Christ though?
That's a
Who's gonna be like, hell no, this image is gonna fuck up the gay looking one though.
and you people better respect Apostle Tahar and Apostle Gabar and Apostle Ramla and Apostle Rakar, because now is the time where they're gonna be tested, not by little fucking jerks, by people that are scholars that think they have, and they're gonna make it so easy. It's gonna be like everybody's gonna want to be. This is the time. The miracles. Everybody's just gonna want to come in.
Yeah.
Because of how smart these 4 gentlemen are.
They have the most intelligent in the world, man.
And you don't have to fucking believe me. Test yourself.
Exactly. Because every day, every time that Apostle Tahar, Gabar, any of them, I learn something new every time. I listen to the videos.
And that's why.
This brother, they call them, they're like a library, right? Apostle Tahar. He's like a library. Like, he knows everything.
All of them are.
You know?
All of them.
I remember this brother told me that he's like, yeah, all of them though. He's like, they're like a library. You know, and it's funny, it's a library. But I remember this brother told me, Apostle Tahar is like a library. You walk in there, you try to find information, and you'll find
See
it.
that so-called white man in that bike? He could have revved it up. He could have made some noise.
Yeah,
It's
right.
very respectful.
Yeah.
I couldn't hear this.
right?
It's a library though. Like you're saying, it's a library. There's so much included. Man, when you were talking about the 12 feathers and Ezra's 12 or 14,
Oh yeah,
that took
one.
a whole night.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm done for a little bit. That was a lot. Because not only did I have to research the Maccabees, I had to research fucking Rome. Wow, man.
There was a lot though. But
By fucking Emperor Julius Augustus. I don't want to name him all. That's fucking bullshit.
yeah,
But it is what it is. The ones that you should remember are Herodias. You should remember the first one, Julius Caesar Augustus. Herodias, Nero. All the ones that had fucking important impact on our way of life. And Antiochus trying to make us eat swine.
And he was, it was the fourth one, right?
Yeah,
it wasn't the
Antiochus
first
is the
one.
fourth.
It was the fourth one that was
That's
the
spiritual.
one that went tyrant though on
spiritual.
Israel, you know?
He said, fuck these guys. Because of ones previous before him, they were respecting us.
The one all the way till it got to him though.
It wasn't up unto him when he said, man, fuck these motherfuckers. You're making me eat pig.
Yeah. yeah.
But you people still think you can eat pig.
Right? You guys are brother?
I get this Proverbs 4:23. It says, "Keep thy heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life." See, so your heart determines your life. Whatever you say, whatever comes out of you, what you say, it determines your life.
Who you are, you know?
Yeah,
who you are. That's true.
And the best moment in every one of your lives was the moment you said, Jesus Christ is not real. That was the best moment of your life because the angels were right there just recording it.
Yeah. Like, hey, look, it brought, took it up to,
The minute you were convinced, that was your baptism.
The moment we found out that Yahushua was his name and we believed it,
that was recorded too.
That was the best, beautiful day of my life.
That's why I really laughed about how he said, if you're going to be going over here with us, you got to denounce Jesus Christ in front of us. You got to say, how he said, I forgot how he said it, but he said you got to denounce the name, though, Jesus Christ, though.
He is very intelligent.
Yeah.
He's very intelligent. To think that he's not would be a big mistake.
Exactly.
Because remember, we were born again because of him. He was the one providing all the information that convinced all the other men.
Exactly.
But he got taught by Masha and High Priest Arion. Bless those men. Bless those men. So it's a whole thing. It started with Judah, and now we're very lucky to be knowing who we are. But you motherfuckers are turning each other in to ice.
Yeah.
Judah's fucking snapping on you.
Yep.
You guys are fucking idiots. Seriously. But think about this, when we were reborn, think about when your baby was born. It was noisy as fuck, wasn't it? It's just like us, when we were reborn, we were noisy as fuck, complaining about everything. You lied to us. Remember that movie, Brightburn? Lie. And then the big old man just came out, you can expect that. You can expect that. Please do expect that. It's gonna come.
It's happening.
Yeah, but, it's not about washing your hands. It's definitely not about eating swine. Peter was tempted thrice. He said no each time, emphatically. I never ate that shit, nigga.
Why would I start now, Like, why would I?
Fuck would I start? I didn't even eat it when Antiochus tried to make me eat it.
Even throw that rule out there. But even at the time of the Greeks, though, but still, like, it was still, you don't think back then, like, our people, there was some wicked, because it said, right, didn't it say in the first chapter of Maccabees, after that wicked men came out of Israel, yeah. So what do you think these men were doing? That was likely eating swine too.
And that hurts me. That's about integrity.
Exactly, though. Integrity
firms.
Yeah. And you think these people, they were following the customs of the heathen, the Greeks and everything like that. So, they were, like...
They were all brainwashed.
Yeah, brainwashed. Like our people nowadays and shit, they were in the hats back then, they were like wrestling naked and shit.
That's
our
fucking
people
gross.
were doing that shit, man.
When he said in the face and shit.
Yeah.
But we had a style of wrestling too. right?
Was it the Gad? Was it Gad?
Gad
Had a rest.
Dad had a wrestling. Never touched nobody's wiener.
Well, it even goes to show if a woman can't even go in because if they were to touch the other man's they had to chop her. That's like a law right there or something, right?
Yeah, when the two men are fighting and she touches
The other man's
grabs a man's penis to get or balls to get the advantage, then woman has to get her hand
chopped off, right? Yeah. Something to do with that, yeah.
It's fucking foul. Now, when I was wrestling, I made sure I wore a cup, and I always stayed away from that area. And if that area was getting close to me, I would always, fuck away.
Yeah.
And I always put my knee on there, like hard, like, why are you doing that? Boom!
Like check them, like, nigga, what the fuck you doing?
Like if a guy would lay down on me, I would put my knee, like, crush his testicles. Like, boom! And I just drop my knee, like, bam!
Yeah.
Like, I don't play that game. And I would never wrestle a woman. Never spar with a woman, even though they try to make me. But there's rules. If you don't follow those rules, you're probably an Israelite.
Exactly. Yeah, because we come with structure, man. It's in our spirit.
Yeah, batteries not included.
Yep. We don't need them. It's in our spirit. So, that's the thing about it, though. So, what I was trying to get with that story was that, Cornelius most likely looked like a Roman, though. But he was an actual, he was an Israelite.
That's very important.
Yeah, So Peter and Yahweh Shai were definitely not eating swine or anything that's undefiled, though,
Yeah,
So
yeah.
It's like yeah.
So right here in 28 and 17, they match. They go together.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, because it goes together because it goes to show that it was talking about man that look like other heathen, but they're actually Israelites though, because within their spirit though they're Israelites.
And Peter broke it down to them. Did you know that it's unlawful for a Jew like me to be seen with people like you?
Oh yeah,
he
he
didn't
said
say
it.
that. He did. He wrote it down like that.
Yeah.
Everybody was watching. He was like, "Get the fuck away from me!"
Yeah.
Making a scene, man. Come on, man. A lot of people make scenes. He was like shocked, in a trance, right? You know it's fucking against the law to be seen with you.
Yeah.
Fucking scared for a fight. Because people were stoning motherfuckers.
That's right. Yeah.
He said, an unlawful thing for a man that is a Jew to keep company unto another nation. One to another nation.
Exactly. See? That's why we're supposed to fuck with these other nations, though, man. Because throughout history, look what they have done, man. Look at the records, man. They don't like us. They never liked us. They always hated us, though. So it's like, so what? We're supposed to love you guys, but you guys can hate us still? Nah, fuck that shit, man. Yeah, at least back then, our people knew what's up. Maybe they'll fuck with this fucking heathen, though, But they gotta understand, though, that's why, Paul, though, had to go to these different places because there were Israelites that looked like among the other nations, but they were actually Israelites, though, It's like within us right now, too. Imagine, though, as the brother said, it wasn't for Judah, which that's the scripture, the tents of Judah was first, though, because they're the ones that, through the spirit, though, like our Bibbins, though, found out that they were Israelites, though, but then they said, you know what? These other tribes, like, so-called Indians and these Latinos, man, they're like just like us. But different complexion though, man. So that was through Judah, man. That it wasn't for that we would not find out who we were, man. We would probably still call ourselves Mexican and shit, man. But like I said though, it was all through the spirit though. Now we know we're Israelites though, man. Was that everything on that one?
Let me get 17 and 28 together.
Yeah, come on.
This is Acts 10. I'm going to read verse 17 coupled with 28. Now while Peter doubted in himself what this vision which he had seen should